All right, we are live. Welcome to Ashmont Realty Live. I'm your host, Adam Ashba, with Ashmont Realty President and with Hondros College. And June is here. We got a lot of summer numbers. What's going on in the real estate market? So if you live in Central Ohio or Dayton, we're going to talk about you today. We're going to talk about what's going on in your neighborhood. Should you buy, sell, hold, or know when to fold them and know when to run? So we're going to talk about that and much, much more right after this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, we are back. Welcome to the podcast. We're going to be talking about this summer numbers, what's going on so far in June. June is one of the best times to sell in real estate and buy. It's, well, maybe not the best time, but the most active time maybe. But we're going to go over numbers. So we have numbers for the month of June compared to what we had last year at this time. And, things are slowing down a little bit, believe it or not. So let's jump right into it. So right here. So right in the first, we're going to start off with Central Ohio. So that's about 14 counties. Spanning from Zanesville, Ohio, all the way out to maybe Springfield area, up to Mansfield, down to Athens. So here's hard numbers right now for us for the month of June. So I'm going to get out my little coloring thing. So we'll write this out here in blue. So things to look for. I look at closed sales. How many houses have sold in the month of June? We are actually sold less homes, 6% less homes this year as we did last year for the month of June. So, last year was really rough, guys. So the fact that we're down in closed sales compared to even last year, that's kind of surprising, to be honest with you. Let's look at some other data here. Now, year to date, we're up 3%. We've sold 3% more homes this year to date than last year. But guys, remember, we were down 15% last year. So the fact we're only up 3% compared to last year isn't great. We're just, we're having light close, and that includes nationally. I mean, Central Ohio has been kind of insulated with some of the national issues, but let's look at contracts. These are homes in contracts, or homes that basically were up for sale, stuck the sign in the yard, and now they are actually ready. Someone has agreed to pay them a certain price, but they haven't closed or actually exchanged owners yet. Right now, we were really almost exact where we were last year in June. We're only up 4% last year, but again, we had we're down 15% year over year. So really, so far this year, we're a little bit better than last year, but not that much. And last year was tough. It really was. One thing I think, if you're looking at selling, this is what you need to keep an eye on. We set a record in Central Ohio. Okay. So right now, an average home price in Central Ohio. So you take every home that's for sale in Central Ohio. Average house in Central Ohio right now is $362,000. The crazy thing is, I was looking at, going back to some old videos, going back, 6, 7, 8 years. The average home in Central Ohio several years ago was like $180,000. We literally almost doubled home prices in Central Ohio over the last several years. So I bet you at home probably are sitting on a ton of equity. You didn't know it. So home prices way up. We're up 6% year over year. So if you bought a house last year at this time, it's worth 6% more. So I think that is a great thing. One thing too, I want to point out, even though real estate's hot and everything, but look at days on market. An average day on market is about 29 days, or about a month. Last year at this time, it was around 22. So home prices are staying on market about a week longer than they were last year. And that's good for buyers because things are sitting a little longer. They're not flying off the shelves. So that's something to consider for buyers. So, there are homes I'm seeing on the MLS that, have been on the market for 3-4 weeks. So you might be able to get a little bit better deal possibly on those homes. So, if you're working with an agent, have them look at days on market. If it's the houses on market like the first weekend, typically there's not a lot of decent deals, but home prices keep going up, guys. They keep going up. So let's switch over. Let me go ahead and switch over to Dayton. Now, Dayton has been on fire. We've talked about them for the last year. So let's go ahead and pull Dayton up. They have a great graphic as well. So let's go ahead and pull that up. So here's Dayton. We're going to focus on the bottom box on the right-hand side, year-to-date sales. Solds. Dayton has sold 11% more homes this year to date than last year at this time. Dayton has definitely, they're a little ahead of Central Ohio is in sales. Volume is up 22%. Okay, 22%. That is way ahead of what Central Ohio is doing. Okay, but if you notice up at the top left-hand corner on this, sales in the month of June compared to last year is down in Dayton, 3%. Now they were a little ahead of Central Ohio, but things, even though it's June, we're not faring very well against Central Ohio and the nation. I don't know, and I'm not sure why, because rates are pretty consistent right now. The rates, the Fed announced that they will not be dropping rates maybe in September, but it's just going to be a little bit. So if you're thinking about buying a house and you're waiting for those rates to drop, it's not going to happen. Rates are going to be holding around that 7% mark for the remainder of the year. Maybe next year we'll see a little dip, but when I say that, they're really talking about high sixes, so nothing drastic. Let's jump back into Dayton here to finish them out. Now the average price in Dayton, okay, the average price of a home in Dayton is still way up compared to last year. So, Realtor. Better buy sooner than later because prices in Dayton are. If you're in the Dayton market, I mean, they have had double-digit growth year over year. That's weird. That was COVID numbers. Central Ohio's at 6%. So, for example, right now, if you're in Dayton, Ohio, and you were looking at a $400,000 house last year, that $400,000 house is now worth $440,000. If you wait till next year again and we have double-digit growth, that $440,000 house will be about $480,000. $500,000. Guys, don't wait around. If you're thinking about buying a house, lock in that price today. Home prices are not going down. And if rates go down next year, you can always refinance that loan. But waiting around for these rate drops to happen, it's just not happening. I wish, but again, if rates drop, home prices skyrocket because people can afford more house. That's how it usually works. But other than that, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, and maybe you want to become a real estate agent. Actually, we have more real estate agents joining now than we did last year, which I thought was weird with the everything going on with the NAR and everything. But if you're thinking about maybe getting to real estate, we have a great summer promotion. All Ashmont Realty agents get 30% off. Click the link below, 30% off their Honduras tuition. That'll save you hundreds of dollars if you want to become a real estate agent. And guys, it takes about 2 to 3 months and you can have your license before fall. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your week, summer. We'll see you back in August. So we'll have July numbers and see if things kicked off any better. Because right now we've had a slow June for sure. So other than that, guys, this is Adam Ashba, president of Ashmont Realty and Honduras College. instructor, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.